All right, here's question, we're going to do question 29 and 30 from the homework. Here's question 29. So first thing that we have to do is understand that we do have a parallelogram because opposite sides are parallel. So we now know it's a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. So if I know opposite sides are parallel, I also know that opposite sides are congruent. So we do have a pgram. Why? Because opposite sides are parallel. So if opposite sides are parallel, I also know that opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal. A minus 3.5 equals 18.5. And I know that 2a minus 20.4 equals a plus 1.6. So to solve for a, it's plus 3.5 plus 3.5. So a equals 22. Now, it doesn't matter what equation you solve because they're both going to be the same. So if I subtract a from both sides, I have 1a minus 20.4 equals 1.6. I add 20.4, 20.4, and I get a is equal to 22. So it's the same. So since I have a, if I want a to b, so a to b is going to be 2 times 22 minus 20.4. So that's 44 minus 20.4. So if I have 44 minus 20.4, you get 23. What do we get? We get 23.6. So if this is 23.6, I know this is 23.6 because opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. And I know that the top here is 18.5 because, again, these two are equal. So there's number 29. Here's question 30. So notice that I have a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel, so I do have a parallelogram. Therefore, I know opposite angles are equal. And I also know that consecutive angles equal 180. So in this case, I know that G and K are opposite, so I know that G equals K. So I have 20A plus 30 equals 17A plus 48. So I minus 17A minus 17A. I have 3A plus 30 equals 48. I have minus 30 from both sides. I have 3a equals, let's see, 18. Therefore, a is equal to 6. Now with consecutive angles, I know that consecutive angles here in purple, that I'm going to circle, I know that K and H. So I know K plus H is going to equal 180. And I also know that H plus G is going to equal 180 because they're also consecutive. So I can do 5A plus 20, A plus 30 equals 180. Or I can do 5A plus 17A plus 48 equals 180. And when I solve this, I still get A equals 6. Because remember, once you solve for A is always going to be that number. So I just used opposite angles to solve for A. You could use consecutive angles or opposite angles. Whatever method you want to use, you're still going to get A equals 6. And that concludes the 2930 examples. If you have any questions, please ask during class.